I want to share a piece of ancient wisdom that can help you actually release stress from your life. Worry, anxiety, fear, whatever it might be. My brother in law, my sister's husband, is a shaman. Shamans were many years ago, they were the seers, the healers, the advisors to Mayan kings. In Native American tribes, the shamans are the medicine men, the medicine women. And I've worked with my brother in law for many years, and I'm just going to be candid. He is a medium, meaning he can he can channel beings through him. And one of the beings, which was his primary mentor for many years when he was on the planet, was also a Mexican shaman. What his mentor said was, and this was about 20 years ago in my life, and this changed my life big time. What he said was this: I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to explain it. What he said was, everything always has been, is now, and will always be okay. Ponder that. Everything has been, is now, and will always be okay. When we're getting all worked up about things and all bent out of shape, I've been there before. I don't go there anymore, but I've been there before. What we're doing, we're thinking things aren't going to be okay. Things are not going to be fine. Things are not going to work out. And let me go back and explain what this sentence means, this concept means. So you were somewhere before you came to the planet. The question is, where were you? You were literally, according to Einstein, we are energy and matter. And according to Einstein's law of the conservation of energy and the law of the conservation of matter, we cannot be destroyed. We simply change form. So you were in some form before you got to the planet, and then you're on the planet and you were both physical form and non-physical form. And guess what? I hate to tell you this, but you're going to leave the planet. And when you leave the planet, you are non-physical. And you know what? Everything's going to be fine when you leave. But what we do is we get into this little time-space continuum of our life right here, and we think, oh, this is my life. This is the span of my life right here, this little bitty sliver of time. And oh my gosh, the things that happen in this little bitty sliver, that's not good, and that's bad, and this and that. That's not true. So where I work from is that life is a continuity. Ponder that. Life is a continuity, meaning you were somewhere before you got here. You're here now, and you're going somewhere when you leave this planet. All this being said, in 2020, doctors do not know why, neurologists don't know why, cardiologists don't know why, but in 2020, I had both, the year of COVID of all things, I had both heart failure and a stroke in the very same year. And I'm telling you, complete transparency, I've never been, I have never been a person who likes hospitals. I don't use the H word, but I'm going to say that I actually hate hospitals. Hate them. Don't like them. And I had never been in the hospital in my entire life. I was 55 years old then, and I had never been in the hospital for the most part other than to visit someone. But never myself have I ever needed any medical care. None whatsoever. And here's the thing. What I just shared with you, everything always has been, is now, and will always be fine. I've known that for decades. I've always attempted to live that. But when I was in the hospital, I had, and I kid you not, there's no reason for me to lie to you or to try to lead you on or share things that aren't true. I had zero fear in the hospital. One of the cardiologists was what I call a bad news cardiologist. This is going to happen, and this can be, and that can be, and that can be, and you may lose this, and you may lose that, all these kind of things. My chief cardiologist was actually a pretty jovial, pretty nice guy. But his assistant was, I would call, the bad news cardiologist. And I never got into it. And even when I was in the hospital, I thought to myself, what the hell? I'm here in the hospital. I don't like hospitals. And you know what? I'm not stressed about anything. Why? Because no matter what happens to me, whether anything happens as a ramification of this, whether or not I heal 100% or don't heal 100%, or if I leave the planet, things are still going to be fine. Why? Because at some point I wasn't on the planet. Now I'm on the planet. And if I wasn't on the planet, then I could not talk to you like this right here, but I'm on the planet. So I knew, and I was fine before I got to the planet, and I'm fine on the planet. I'm going to be fine when I leave the planet. So if you want to start getting out of this crap that weighs you down, these fears, these insecurities, these worries, these things about the external world, and the economy, and Biden and Putin, and whenever you're watching this, and the things that happen in the world, and climate change, things are always going to be fine. Things always have been, they are now, and they're always going to be fine. And even when you're not on the planet, they're going to be fine. So if they're always going to be fine, why are they not fine right now? When you start living from that place, and it takes some practice, to be honest. It takes a little practice, but when you start living from that place and you start just repeating to yourself and you start finding, looking in your life that, you know what, all the things that you thought weren't going to be fine, not so bad. They're fine. Think about a year ago, all the things that were not fine. Look today, they're fine. And if they're not fine in your guesstimation or estimation of what fine should be, guess what? They're still fine. Why? Because one day you ain't going to be on the planet. So that's your takeaway for this video is anytime something happens in your life or you're thinking something that might create some fear, some anxiety, some trepidation, or you're doing something and it doesn't work out, you know what? Think to yourself, everything always has been, is now, and is always going to be fine. This is something that I end every video with. We live in a very tumultuous world right now, and the world needs people like you and people like me who are working to grow and to evolve and to transform ourselves to higher evolutionary phases and to higher ways of being. So what I'm going to say is this, and I'm going to say it in every video: the world needs you. And the more that you grow and evolve, the more that you can actually be more purposeful on the planet and serve to help other people, not only yourself, but other people have a better life. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you over on another video. Bye-bye.